What up, CHGO Bulls Nation? We've got a live pod coming up for y'all right around the corner. On today's show, as we enter the final week of the offseason, we are thrilled to be joined in studio by multi-time Goon of the Night winner, ultimate hype man, two-way threat, Dalen Terry of the CHGO Bulls. We're talking to him next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam, bam. BAWL Sports. On the end, Will the Goat Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb. Queen of the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy. What's going on, Katie? And joining us in studio, the Bulls' 18th overall pick of the 2022 NBA Draft, about to enter his fourth NBA season with our beloved Chicago Bulls. Please welcome the one and only Dalen Terry joining us in studio. Dalen, thanks for being here, man. How are you?
Appreciate it. I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Are you excited as we are a week from today? Yeah, Media Day. Camp, yeah. New season kicking off.
Super excited.
Yeah? Are you done with off-season vibes? Got all your rest in?
Yeah, I was ready like a month ago to play.
I also know during the offseason, y'all got a chance to go see Billy Donovan get inducted in the Hall of Fame, man. What was that like? What was that feeling like being there?
Honestly, got chills. That's probably one of the biggest things I ever seen, like basketball-wise. Just not even – Billy's speech was everything, but it was a lot of other players I got to see, like obviously the USA's Dream Team, Carmelo Anthony, his speech, and that being one of my old favorite players. Like that was big for me, and just seeing how many people like knew Billy, like you know what I'm saying, like I kind of get caught up like he's my coach, you know what I'm saying. So it's like just realizing like, dang, he's really in the Hall of Fame now, and he got only so many people got that jacket. So
yeah, that's real.
I feel like with Billy, so many people say like he's a player's coach. Yeah. What does that mean to you? Like how do you see that? How do you feel that?
A player's coach to me really means like a coach that chooses players over like. I don't want to say the front office or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a player coach where it comes to like, you can talk to Billy about anything and he'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily saying he'll do it, but we'll have a conversation. It will be a collaborative thing that we'll figure out. You know?
And I feel like he also, like Dave and I were in Summer League a couple of years ago, and we were waiting for you guys in the tunnel. And literally everybody there knew Billy, and everybody's like saying what's up to him, catching up with him. And I just feel like he knows everybody. He's so personable.
Yes, very
I feel like
true.
That's like, I mean, not all coaches are like that, right? Like that's a great thing to have in a coach.
Yeah, some coaches don't want to say nothing to you, especially a summer league team. You know how that is. It's just the business of basketball. Billy takes his time to talk to every one of the players, no matter if you're gonna be here for a long time. If you're not, he's gonna always make sure he has an impression over you.
Can you talk about that unity that the team is developing? Like you all going to see Billy, always hanging out. We always see you all. We saw Io on his Twitch stream having Modest and those guys on there wearing each other's jerseys. Like, how did that bond develop, and where is it at now as far as its strength is concerned? Yeah,
I think it's a new era when it comes to Chicago. I feel like, as you guys can see, the front office has changed the direction of the team when it comes to the youth. So I think that with Modest, Io, Kobe, Josh, I can keep going down the list. Like, we all cool, you know? Yeah. So, like, it's not like we're not forcing none of this. We're not just doing it just because to make it look good. Like, we actually like each other, and we have a good time enjoying each other, like whether it's going to concerts, going to meeting up in LA early in the offseason, meeting up in Miami. Like, we doing that like player base, so it's real good. Everybody celebrates everybody's success.
Who are you, would you say, like closest to on the team? And then also who's like low-key the funniest one?
I'm pretty close to Pat Williams. The funniest one on the low, I mean, you guys know the obvious ones, like Kobe's pretty funny. Yeah. And everybody knows that, but I think Julian Phillips, people don't understand how funny he is because he doesn't, you guys think he don't talk, he talks a lot actually.
I feel like every time we go into the locker room after the games, you guys are like in that corner cracking jokes and stuff, and then we walk over and he's like quiet, doesn't say anything.
Exactly. Like, if you don't catch him, then you won't ever see it.
Right.
But you got to catch him. He's one of the funniest.
You mentioned being in Miami. Those player organized sort of like workout sessions. How like Is it like aggressive 5-on-5 scrimmaging going on? Like what is the vibe like in those player organized sort of like, the basketball equivalent of like the player mini OTAs in the offseason?
I mean, we're not here to play around, you know what I'm saying? Like we trying to get to the playoffs, we trying to be a good team. So I feel like that's all built in the offseason. I think that we would do ourselves a disservice if we came and just was bullshitting, you know what I'm saying? Excuse my French, but I think when we play 5-on-5, we at each other's heads. And the guys that can play, the guys that are healthy enough to play, that like, what we holding back for? You know what I'm saying? We was a 39-win team. Let's call it how it was. We trying to be a 50-win team or whatever the stake is to get there. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say.
So you're saying you were committing some hard fouls in these Miami runs?
If the Papa shot was any indication, then
man, I had to play.
On the Papa shot a second ago.
The rep did not call no foul.
You just talk like the offseason for you. We saw last season. It seemed like your focus was that three-point shooting, and it definitely improved, man. I believe you went from like 25 to 36%, which is crazy, man. And even had a game where you hit 4 threes in a game, which was awesome. What is your focus going into this season? I know you all are focused on the playoffs for sure, but you personally, as your game, what are you focusing on?
Me personally, I just feel like I got a lot to show. I think that last year I was in and out of the lineup just because of my injuries or, whatever it is. Like my knees was hurting, playing a different style pace. This offseason was the first offseason I really, really took the weight room really serious.
Okay.
I probably took 2.5 months just lifting, didn't touch a basketball. And that's saying a lot because I love the game, When the season was over, I was itching to touch a basketball. It take a lot of discipline to get my body right. I changed my diet, all types of stuff like that. So just making sure that, like, the great players really have a good body, no matter what. Like, it's only a small percentage that makes you good, and I know that that's one of the biggest things.
What's the muscle watch? Like, how much are you up weight-wise?
I'm probably up, like, 12 pounds right now.
12 pounds. Yeah. And, like, can you kind of break down the changes to the diet a little bit? I feel like that's something people don't necessarily always get to hear about. It's just like, how was your diet? Like, what kind of stuff were you eating, and now what have you changed in order to?
I mean, before I had a chef, obviously, but I mean, I was just eating. I mean, I'm skinny, so I can eat bad, I can eat good, and it doesn't really matter. But I think in the middle of summer, I probably took it upon myself to come up with a plan. And I was plant-based for about a week and a half, and then I realized I was losing weight, but it was still good. I felt good, like no inflammation in my body, and I was like, nah, we got to figure something out. And I ended up going pescatarian, and I've been pescatarian for probably about almost 2.5 months now. So, and I've been going strong. I haven't cheated or nothing. So,
awesome.
My chef has actually made me eat turkey. He said that's the best meat for you. But for the most part, I'm pescatarian.
You just made Dave very happy with that answer, bro. He is a loud pescatarian.
Sure. Really, you pescatarian?
Sure, absolutely, man.
Feel good, huh?
Oh, I feel amazing. I've been trying to get him on this forever.
I'm trying to tell you.
He loves Italian beef too much. He can't do it.
No.
Italian beef? Hey, yo.
I'd rather not live than live without red meat. That's just me.
Really?
That's just me.
He believes that, bro.
Good thing you're not a high-class athlete.
This is why I sit in a comfy chair and talk about you playing basketball. I'm not out there myself. I am curious to, you were talking about Billy and being at his Hall of Fame induction ceremony earlier this summer, and his total 180 of what you guys as a team tried to do offensively last season, like one of the slowest paced offensive teams in the league to one of the fastest, one of the lowest volume 3-point shooting teams to one of the highest volume. And he said, like, the motto for y'all's training camp last year was like, if we run, we'll have fun. And you guys definitely made a point to go out there and try and run your opponents off the floor every night that you could. How do you feel coming into this year's training camp? And people are talking about, like, can you play that fast? Can you play even faster? Not only your conditioning, but just that style of play. Do you enjoy that?
I love it. I think that last year was like some fun basketball for me. I think I catered to playing fast. I think that now everybody that's been here everybody that was here last year understands what condition you had to be in to play like that. And I think last year kind of hit us. Like, we didn't really know how fast we was really going to play. And then it just hit us, and we were playing that fast. But now, obviously playing a season under that offense, we understand that coming in training camp, you need to be in shape already. So a lot of guys already do the extra running, whatever it is. But I think now it just comes, like, when it comes to the fourth quarter, how can we play in the half court and be able to execute to win a lot more games?
Do you feel like you guys need to even take it a step faster? Like, one thing, we talked a lot about with Billy last year was, like, you guys have small margin, right? Like, every team does. But every time you guys got to the fourth quarter, you were, like, putting your foot on the gas pedal and, like, coming back from down 10. But, like, for me, watching the finals, seeing teams like the Pacers and OKC, the effort, intensity they played with, the pace that they played with, my thought is that teams are going to start copying that. That's like what happens. So do you feel like you guys need to play even faster this year?
I wouldn't say even faster. I think we just need to have more attention to the details. If you watch the finals, which I watched every single one of the games, playoff games, the difference between OKC and the Pacers, between everybody else, is that they played so hard, but they were smart. Like, it wasn't no wild stuff going on. You know, I think that sometimes we might have got a little wild, and it worked in our favor sometimes, and it didn't. And I think that's the small margin of error that you have to be a championship team.
But young team, you know, you're getting more experience, you're learning. Exactly. I feel like that'll come. But for you personally, I mean, we talked a little bit last year about like your role and getting more opportunity last year. Can you just walk through for us kind of like what changed in terms of what you were being asked to do and how you're able to execute?
I think that it was obviously my first 2 years being on a veteran team. I think when it took a whole different 180, where it was like, okay, now we have a whole different type of vibe.
No more DeMar, no more Zach.
You know, I love those guys.
Still got Vooch, but
yeah, but I think it just all changed because now it's a runway and it's an opportunity for me to play, and it's to the point where like this is actually my style of play. Like playing slow wasn't my like I can play that way, but it's more like going to my strengths. It wasn't. You know?
Yeah.
So I think my third year it was a good thing for us to play fast and getting Josh. I think that when I was in college, a lot of people showed my film and showed his film just being
big guard,
point
get
guards.
up the floor.
Yeah, so just us playing with each other and realizing like, even though I don't play as much point guard anymore, it's just I know how he thinks. You know, him being 6'7", he gets the rebound, he wants to push the tempo. I know how Kobe is. I seen the outburst of his year 4 explosion. Yeah. So it's like I know all these guys. I sat here and watched out the front row seat of all this. So now getting to the point where I get to play, it's like, okay, now just put your little magic on it. So.
Oh, push that mic. See, our producer telling she can't read.
My fault.
You good, bro. You mentioned DeMar. I definitely want to ask you about DeMar, man, and what you learned from him just as far as, you know, that leadership, you know what I'm saying, and him being around, because it seemed like wherever he was going, he would take you. Like, saw you at the pop out, you know what I mean? Saw you playing in the Drew League with him and all that stuff. So what did you take from him as far as, like, that leadership is concerned?
I mean, DeMar is a big brother to me. I feel like there's nothing I can't talk to him about. So when it comes to leadership, like I just feel like when I'm 17 years into my career, 16 years into my career, like finding a young person or a young kid to pour into like that, because I can never thank him enough. There's so much things that I know the average rookie doesn't know or average young guy doesn't know just because no one ever tells him. Because if he didn't tell me, then I wouldn't know. Right. You know, like he was the type of guy that DeMar doesn't talk a lot. So for him to put his time into me, I realized I had something special.
Dalen, you know, we heard from AK during the Summer League. We were out there watching the Summer League squad play, and he did an interview with their broadcast team. And they were talking about the Isaac Okoro trade. And, like, one of the things that he was excited about was trying to, you know, bring in Okoro to help your team establish its defensive identity after we talked about what Billy did for y'all's offense last season. Curious if you have any impressions about Isaac Okoro, the player, if you got a chance to get to know him yet this offseason, and what you are going to try to bring to that team that obviously, you know, Alex Caruso meant so much to this team's defense for a long time, and now you guys are trying to your credit, your defensive stats in the back half of the season were really impressive.
Yeah.
How can you keep that going?
I think the Isaac addition was really good just because it's another 6'7" guy out there that can guard everybody. You know, I think that between me, him, Julian, Ayo, even Modest, Peck, like we got a lot of guys that can just guard. So it's like it's just more about the attention to detail. Isaac, I feel like he's done it. Pat, they've done it. So it's like, okay, now the younger guys is like, okay, how do we follow into that role? And speaking of Alex Caruso, I talked to him yesterday, just asking him how he carved out his career. Just like what clicked for him where he could figure out his role, because I'm kind of in that gray area, and it's just like I want to take that next step. I really want to be great at basketball. I want to be that for Chicago, because I'm like, you could get caught up in how you want to play in general, but you need to be caught up on how you need to play for the team. Yeah. I think Alex Caruso was so big for the city, big for the team, and it's like, who else gonna do it? So
what else did he say? Like, what were some of his pointers?
He was like, you got to treat every game like Game 7, and he said he thinks that I do, but he needs more, you know. And I think that Alex Caruso is another guy that you don't have to hesitate to ask him anything, but I know that he gives me credit for asking him, you know. And I miss him actually. I used to watch everything he does. Him and DeMar.
Does he have like not just the glow, but like the attitude of a current reigning champion? Has it changed him at all, or is he still good old Alex?
Nah, definitely. He got married too, so he got 2 rings. You know.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I say congratulations to him, but I think that Alex is a real humble guy. But when I see him, I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit.
That's real. Another guy you mentioned, man, that we definitely like is Modest Buzelis, man.
Yeah.
Can you talk about him a little bit and his season 2, like what you have seen in practice from him in this offseason and what you expected from him in this season?
Man, I expect big things from Modest. Obviously, you guys seen a little bit of taste of it this last year. And I think Modest has a couple more ceilings to go. I think that he's really, really good at being that tall and being able to dribble like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a lot of guys that can dribble like that, and his athletic ability. I always challenge him just to make sure that he always just stays grounded and realize that there's more to do. You know?
His confidence level is always
hell
roof, man. I love that about him.
I love him. I love that about him. Like, we get to talking in 5-on-5, and he ain't backing down.
Nope.
So I love that. I love that about him, and I've known him a little bit before he got to the Bulls, so he's always been the same.
Word.
From just like you guys were in, how long were you in Miami? A week. So just doing like scrimmaging and stuff there. Who else like stood out to you in terms of like maybe they put on a bunch of muscle or they added something to their game? Was there anybody that was like looking particularly impressive? Maybe it was you.
I ain't gonna talk about myself. Unless somebody else come out here and say that.
Yeah, you can do it.
I think that for sure, Noah. I think no one talks about Noah right now. I mean, he's top 10 pick right now. Or what was it, 11? 12. Whatever. Okay, top 10, man.
Yeah.
Same.
But I think Noah, he looked really good. I love the way he runs the floor. And the biggest thing for me when I was a rookie, sometimes I'll get in a situation where I was scared to shoot it. He ain't got no fear. So I like that he has that about him. That's the first battle. So I think that the ceiling's going to be really high for him, and you got something right there for sure.
You just mentioned so many guys. I mean, Okoro, Io's coming back. We got Modest in there, Noah,
Kevin Herter too.
Velvet. JP,
Trey.
How do you like? You carved out a role for yourself last year, but there's just so many guys. Like, how do you mentality-wise go into the season knowing there's going to be a lot of competition, and how do you win out to get one of those roles?
I think that this summer I prepared myself for war, honestly. I think that I put my body through hell. I was changing my diet. I think that this is the most pro offseason I had. Even with me being with DeMar, there's certain things that he doesn't have to do. You know, right. So me just I had to realize, okay, I could take some of that from him, but I got to do something for myself too. So I think this is a summer that I locked myself into the gym, so I know that I put in the work to be where I'm supposed to be. So
anything like mechanically or technical about your game that you're trying to change? Maybe it's adjusting your shooting form or just being more willing to shoot. Like when you go into next season, personal goals in terms of.
I got a lot of personal goals. I think last year, like you said, the shooting was a real good thing. I think I have another gear to get up to, because I mean in college I got to that gear, and I just think that adjusting to the NBA game and just being ready to shoot at all the times. Like in college, it's pretty obvious when you have to shoot. In the NBA, it's a lot of gray area. So just realizing that, okay, now you're shooting however % from the corner. They're gonna what is it?
Close out.
They're gonna close out pretty hard. So just knowing which ones to shoot, which ones not to shoot, which ones to get off. And like it's just so much different things that I put myself through this summer. Like when it comes to film and different playmaking abilities and stuff, that I just know that I'm gonna be ready.
You're saying that gray area is just more cerebral, is what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, I dig.
You mentioned those corner threes, Dalen. I mean, Dave mentioned your improved three-point shooting last season. Corner specifically, you shot 38.5% on corner threes. Like, is Billy Donovan some players have a green light and some players don't coach when it comes to particular shots? Because it certainly seemed like you were very confident when you found yourself open behind the arc last season. Are you trying to bring that in and maybe even emphasize that more this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think that I gotta pick up right where I left off, and I think it's only room to grow. I think that we're not taking no steps back, and I think you said 38% from the corner. I mean, I have bigger goals than that. I don't want to say the number, but the number 2% above that. Yeah. So I would just like that goal to be everywhere, you know, because you know what happens when that happens.
Of course. And so, did Billy preach about the kind of threes that you guys are looking for as a team when he was trying to bring your volume of three-point attempts up?
Yes. We can't just take off the dribble, sidestep, dribble threes, and granted, Kobe makes those.
And Kobe will pull up just past half court.
So obviously, I think it's personnel based, but coach wants us to let it fly. So I think that if he wants to let it fly, why is not every guy in the gym being ready to shoot? So.
Yeah. Let me ask you about the other side of the ball, the defense. We saw the improvement on offense, and that was incredible. But we heard AK talk about wanting to establish that defensive identity, and obviously getting nice Kokoro in here. And you mentioned all the dogs y'all have, that get after it defensively. What is it going to be like, and what's the focus for you guys going into this season? Because it feels like you guys coming off the bench are definitely going to have that kind of mentality, like attack on both sides.
Yeah, I think that it just comes off like being in condition. I think defense is a conditioning thing, and you just got to want it more. I think if guys take the pride in wanting it more and being disciplined on defense, staying to our principles, we're going to be right where we need to be.
I'm just looking at the comments here, and somebody watching Fish brings up a question that I wanted to ask you about your jersey number. You signed the jersey number 25 for us, which we appreciate, but now swapping with Jalen, you're going to be number 7 this year. What changed?
I think I did number 25 for the city of Chicago. When I came, obviously, the late, great Benji Wilson. I was a legendary Chicago number 25. Just paying homage to my family and to Benji Wilson and Chicago, Simeon, all that type of thing. But I think me going to year 4, it's a big year for me, a lot of manifestation, and I might as well go with lucky number 7. So it wasn't really hard for me to go from 25 to 7.
And you just traded with Jalen, is that right?
Yeah.
Did you guys have any?
We talked about it
or anything?
We talked about it during the season, and then he hit me. I kind of forgot about it. He hit me and was like, "Yo, you still trying to change?" And I'm like, "Yes, actually, I am." I wore number 4 in college, and I think that I'm more of a single-digit type of guy.
Okay. Right. Did he say why he wanted to change?
No idea. I think that's what he was wearing at Indiana.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I think he might have worn it in Phoenix. I'm not sure.
I want to ask you about this, man. The biggest Bulls game that for Bulls fans was that Bulls-Lakers game. Josh Giddey hitting that half-court shot. Yeah. Can you take us inside of that, man? What was it like in the huddle? Like, what was Billy saying? What was Giddey at? And what was that feeling like when that shot hit?
Man, I can't even tell you what Billy, Josh, I can't tell you what nobody was saying because I don't remember.
Yes, sir.
I just remember when that ball left Josh's hands, I said for the hood, and it went down. It went down, so.
But that whole game, I mean, it was crazy. Like, Kobe talked about this a bunch where it was like Patrick made a 3, Kobe made a 3, Josh had the steal. Like, so much had to go right. What was just like, I mean, I was watching too, but from the bench, like, what was that like?
It felt like the NBA Finals. I don't know what it feels like, but you know what I'm saying? It felt like a really big game. And and I think when we play those LA teams, like, you know how the season season is usually the schedule. We play them at the end of the year, and then we play them there, and then we got to play them in a week. So we had just beat them in LA and put it on them pretty bad. So then it was like, okay, we knew that Luka was going to come in and try to stomp on us, and then we were down, and then it was like, okay, Patrick hit a 3, Kobe hit a 3. We got to pray now, and then Josh hit it. So it was real big. It was a real fun night in Chicago.
Yes, it was.
I mean, speaking of epic moments for you guys as a team, I think one of the reasons that Bulls fans feel connected to you when they're watching a game on any given night is that you are one of those NBA players who wears your heart on your sleeve. Yeah. Like, if you make a big momentum swinging play, you let the people know, whether it's your teammates, the opponents, or the people in the stands. Even when you are getting rest on the bench and one of your teammates or your team out there makes a big play, you are the first guy up cheering and encouraging guys. Why has that always been a part of who you are as a basketball player? Because when certain people get to this level, they kind of just go a more stoic route when it comes to business as usual. And you're out there, it's like it reminds us how we felt playing as a kid, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I treat it. I think I treat basketball like it was when I fell in love with the game when I was 2, 3 years old. So I think one of the biggest parts of being a good team, you got to have good teammates. And I think that I can only control so much with other people, so I got to control myself. And I think that when Kobe's on the slot having the ISO and I say whatever I say on the bench or in the corner, it gives him just that much more confidence to go score the ball or do whatever, make a play, whatever that nature is. And I think that when I gas next person, then Modest is gassing me. Now Julian's gassing me. Peck, you know, it goes all the way down. So I think that that's just a big thing. Like, if you see OKC, like after the game when they're doing the interview, they camaraderie, and I think that's a form of being good teammates, and that's why they won. So.
Just the way you guys ended your season, obviously 15-5 was something that, you know, everybody was talking about, but then another loss to Miami. But we were talking about the Lakers game. I mean, there was just so much like positive momentum down the stretch, and it felt like, I mean, outside looking in, that there was just so much belief internally in you guys as a group taking another step. What was playing that way and then having the season end the way it did? How did that feel, and like how do you carry that momentum or that excitement into next season?
It felt really good that 15-5 ending, but losing to Miami really hurt. Honestly, I really thought we had a chance to get to the playoffs. I was like, and y'all know every year in my career we lost in the play-in, so it was like I'm tired of being in the play-in. I want to be in the playoffs. I want to see what that's like because I just know that's a different level of basketball. I just want to get that feeling just because I'm just such a competitor, and I think that coming from all the guys, like we were just hurt, like, and I thought about it the whole summer. Like I thought about Miami, I thought about Tyler Hero having that good game versus us, and it's just like it gives me like chills and nightmares at the same time.
So what about like carrying it into next season? I mean, is there that same level of belief that you guys can for sure play that same style throughout the whole 82?
I think that the second half of the season, the way we was playing, like that doesn't give the fans belief. I know it gave us belief. You know, I think that we kind of honed in and really, really dialed into what coach was telling us. I think the first half of the season was kind of new for everybody. So it was kind of, I don't want to say winging it, but like, you know, like sometimes everybody would be bought in, sometimes not. But I think after the All-Star break, when everybody bought in, it was a lot of success. So why not do it again?
And now you guys know, hey, this worked. Like we're going to stay bought in.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. We know one thing I like about you and what your teammates do is you all are always giving back. Like I know you had the basketball camps out in Arizona. You know, Ayo does that. Where can you talk about that importance and where is that established from you? Like, is that something that you learned early on from the fam?
Yeah, I think that just me being a kid, wanting an NBA player to come to my city and come to my town. I think you may not know who this is. Mark West played for Phoenix Suns when I was a kid.
Center,
Mm-hmm. I didn't know who Mark West was when I was 10 years old, but he came to the Salvation Army and he had a camp and he gave back, and it's something that I'll never forget. Now I do, you know. So I just wanted to leave that mark on every one of the kids from my city and wherever I am. I think I want to bring a camp to Chicago. I want to bring camp wherever. I just want to give back to whoever wants to give in to me, you know. I think that it's a real big thing to give back to the community just because you never know what kids out there. And I was one of those kids sitting there just, can I have a backpack? Can I have a water bottle? Can I get a free meal today? And can I learn? Like, it wasn't even about the drills that we was doing. It's just like, I just want to see I want to see an NBA player. I never got this close to touch somebody. So,
right. That's real. And it makes sense because we will see you out at the high school supporting, you know what I mean? We see you playing, you know, anywhere. I've seen you play in a bunch of places here in the city. How acclimated have you become, you know what I'm saying, to this community in Chicago?
I'm real comfortable in Chicago. I think it's not a lot of places I can't go. I know everybody. I feel like I'm the type of person that no one really hates. So, you know, so I think that, like, the community's behind me, and I think it's time for me to get behind, like, just have that same two-way street with them. Like, I think I owe them success here, you know?
That's real. I got one more question. Because I asked this for anybody who's ever played. What's the greatest game you've ever played? High school, college, whatever. The greatest game that you yourself have ever played.
Damn. That's some good games. I mean, right after I got drafted, I had that 65-point game in crossover. But I don't think that's it. I think in high school, I had like a 40-point triple-double at Hillcrest my junior year.
In high school?
Doing the old Nikola Jokic routine?
Yeah. 40-point triple-double. It was crazy.
That's nuts, man.
So wow. That might be it.
Wow. So, you know, you mentioned that it's a big year ahead for you and the team, but for you specifically, coming into the final year of your rookie deal, you know, restricted free agent 1 summer from now, does that change your perspective at all, your frame of mind at all coming into this season and what your goals are? Or is it just, hey, business as usual, I'm going to go out there and show my team, my teammates what I can do, and that'll handle itself?
I think it's a two-way street. I think that from the outside looking in, it might look like it's a lot of pressure, you know, but I mean, this is what you live for as a basketball player. I think that you don't get – nobody cares, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares that you were about to be in the last year of your contract. It's just like, okay, are you going to hoop or not? You know, I'm like, that's how I look at it. Like, okay, so I just think, like, I just look at it like business as usual. Coming there with the same hat, coming there could be – just be the same person every single day. And I think that I believe in God, and I think that he's going to lead me right to where I need to be. So.
That's real. That's real.
One more quick question from our live chat viewers. Dreads wanting to know if, Dalen, you have a favorite Chicago restaurant.
Gino Marty's is up there.
Okay.
I love Gino Marty's just because of the vibe. La Scrolla.
La Scrolla, yeah.
Solid.
Italian place.
Oh my God, I love the vodka pasta from there. And then it's a new restaurant I want to shout out. Sarah Chicago. They got some good vodka pasta. I'm real big Italian.
Okay.
I'm not big into the pizza or the red sauce. I'm not really big into that. I'm gonna be honest, but I think that anywhere with good vodka pasta,
Have you tried the Prince
What about
Street-
anchovies on pizza for the pescatarian over here?
I heard that.
Have you tried the Prince Street vodka pizza?
I have had that.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Interesting. Maybe we could go. I'm gonna see you over there.
Matt usually signs off, but I just want to say, like, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, for
You're
real.
like one of the nicest people in the NBA. I always really appreciate chatting with you, and it's awesome to catch up. So looking forward to the season, and 1 week away.
You got any dirt on Goat for us as far as how he conducts himself
That's
with
a
the
good
members of the
question.
Bulls
That's a great
beat?
question.
Yes.
Come on now.
I got no
Like-
dirt on him. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like out of all the guys in there, like he's the most loved. I tell him that. I don't want to look at him and tell him, I want to feel good. But he's the most loved.
Makes sense.
A lot of guys, some guys we ain't really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when he comes in, we be like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So,
Everybody creases with a smile. As Will said, Dale, we appreciate you being here, man. Best of luck to you and the team this season. We're looking forward to watching. Bulls Nation, give it up for our guy, Dalen Terry. Hit some likes in the chat. Show him some love.
Subscribe.
And week from today, Media Day. Looking forward to it, man.
yeah, for sure.
We're going to knock out a couple ads. We'll come back and keep talking right here on CHGO Bulls.
Shut it. Thank you.
Today's show brought to you by Circa Sportsbook. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and, Dave, this matters to me a great deal.
What is it?
Exceptional customer service
He cares.
featuring real human beings to talk to. Down with the bots. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Football is back. Thank the football gods. Everybody is happy. Plus, we got playoff baseball. Hockey and basketball right around the corner. It is betting season, y'all.
Yes.
I love it. Fun and bet like a pro from anytime, anywhere. Spreads, props, futures, even in-game betting. Circus Sports has it for you. So what are you waiting for? Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Matt likes to punch people sometimes, but just verbally. Verbally, he likes to do that.
Verbal punches.
But when he wants to punch in the thirst, this is what he does. He grabs that can right there. He jugs it up. Punched in the thirst. Satisfied. Because he's drinking some RC Cola, the true taste of Chicago, y'all. It's the original cola that does not, and I repeat, it does not fold under pressure. There are no trends. There are no gimmicks. There are no woozies.
Wazzies, Dave?
Oh, my God. I'm glad you said that. There are no wazzies at all, sir.
wazzies.
It ain't going down that way. No, sir. RC hasn't changed his stripes since 1905. Why? Because they ain't got to. They have been amazing for a very long time. It's the same bold, crisp flavor it has always been. And as I told you, it's a punch right in the goddamn thirst. Do yourself a favor. Grab some RC at your local store. Stock up for all your end of summer parties, those back to school celebrations, or you just at home watching the game or watching the Bears beat the Dallas Cowboys, which is what I was doing. RC is the move for whatever you are doing because it's RC Cola, y'all, the true taste of Chicago.
And we're back. CHGO Bulls rolling along on Monday afternoon. Peck, Big Dave, Goat, Katie on the controls. Shout out again to Dalen Terry.
That just happened.
That was awesome.
That just happened.
I mean, like, I know you've been trying to get Dalen to come by the
I know.
studio for a while. And
For years.
But it seems like you guys have always had some semblance of like a bond as far as athlete and beat reporter.
I mean, I feel like a little inside baseball, but like these guys are just like around the practice facility every day. Like I'm seeing them there. I see them before the game. I show up at 5 or 4:30 for a 7 o'clock tip, and I watch them work out. I watch them get their shots up, and I'll talk to them in the tunnel. And like Dalen is always one of the first people to just like see how I'm doing, and like that means a lot. Like that. Not everybody does that. A lot of really great guys in the NBA, especially on this Bulls team. Like I know over the years the roster stuff has been what it is, but like one thing I've always said about them as a group, and one thing that I think they've done a really good job of is like getting really good people in the locker room. And Dalen's a prime example. So really, really happy he was able to come in, even if it was a long time coming.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Yeah, me charged. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
He's also I
man.
was just saying this in the ad break, like
Charged.
he's your kind of crazy. Like he'll get
Yes.
after it. He's like
Yes, he
watching him get into a consistent role where
Yeah.
he understood the assignment. He knew what was being asked of him and how to execute it. Like
Yeah.
I think that takes a while for young players.
Sure.
And like he grew up
Finding
playing
your
point
comfort.
guard. Like
Yeah.
that's him. He was a point guard, and now you're asking him to play off the ball, get to the corners, and defend. And like he can do all that stuff, but just knowing the nuances of like when to slide up from the corner to the slot, when there's a drive, like when to slide over for help, how aggressive you need to be, attacking the ball handler at the point of attack, crossing half court. Like there's an adjustment with a lot of that stuff. And I feel like it was limited minutes, but what did he play, like 70 some odd games last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like we started to see some of that click for him.
Yes.
In a way where he was awesome defensively. Like I can't stress that enough. He was like one of the best defenders on the team last year,
So it kept him on the
especially
floor.
down the stretch. So it kept him on the floor. And so for him, I think he needs to keep building on that. But it was just great to see him like have some like small wins. And I know he's got like much bigger aspirations for himself, which he absolutely should. But like it was great to see him have some small wins, and like you could feel that in the locker room, his confidence. Like he knew he had a good game, and like he would just feel good about it. He would know, okay, I got to keep doing this, and now I can start building on it. And we talked about that a lot last year. I wrote a couple of stories about him where he was talking about just like that process. And I think his shot improved. We talked about it, but like his shot form, like I gotta pull a clip of like his shot form as a rookie versus where it is now.
Bro. Totally different.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
The confidence is so much better. He's willing to let it fly. I mean, he even said he was like not always really willing to shoot, and he has to be. Like if you're an off guard, you have to be willing to shoot.
Yeah.
I remember still. It is a clear mental image of what his shot looked like when we first saw him at Summer League.
Oh, I remember.
Year one.
Yeah, for sure.
Night and day.
Yeah. I've been a Dalen Terry fan since they got him.
Sure.
For the reasons Golden
we were
State.
behind him in the draft.
Yeah, because of the crazy. I saw it in him. Like, game recognized game, as they say. Like, I saw that insanity immediately in him and how he played. What I also liked about what he did last year goes, you saw the game kind of slow down for him or start to slow down for him. And that is a huge thing for a player that is a ball of energy. Like when you learn to harness your superpower like that and knowing when to control it and when to use that energy and, doing it in spurts and especially the shot. Like he even took his time, with that when he would shoot. Before we would see him get that form, he was just getting it up. You know what I mean? Let me get this up. We'll see if it hits and we'll see if it doesn't. But it was real more cerebral. You know what I'm saying, to his game. Like he talked about that gray area. That's what it meant. Like it was a little more cerebral for him out there. So figuring out the other things just started to come or feel like it started to come naturally to him where he can really kind of find himself within his game. And that is just always exciting to see a player.
We've been talking about this since literally his rookie summer league where it was like there were times where he struggled, like driving to the basket. He's got the ball in his hands and he's really thin. And like he's going up against grown men, second, third year players, guys trying to make the league who are like adults. And he's like trying to create off the dribble. And like that wasn't quite there yet for him.
Yeah.
And I think at that time, one of the things I said was like, if he can develop his jump shot a little bit, now he will force a little bit more attention, a little bit harder of a closeout. And now he's attacking an advantage. And when he does that, that's when he can put his best attributes to work, right? Like he's a very good passer for someone his size. He's a good decision maker with the basketball. But if he can't draw a hard closeout, he's not getting those driving lanes. And so that improvement shooting opens up a lot for him. And then I also just like go back to the defense. Like that's going to keep him on the floor. If there's, anything to what we've been talking about the Bulls having to establish a defensive identity, he's going to have to be a part of that. So I'm excited for him. Like he works hard. Like he's just a good dude. But also like I do feel like some of his skills are coming together in a way that will unlock some of the other stuff in his game. Yeah. And that makes me really excited about him. I mean, it's funny the way we talk about Modest as the 11th pick versus Noah as the 12th pick versus Dalen as the 18th pick now, a couple years removed, obviously. But like he's still a top 20 pick in the draft. Like there's some stuff there, and I really hope that he's able to just get the opportunity. But like we talked about, there's just a lot of bodies on this bench.
And I remember him being number 3, I think, on your draft board.
For the Bulls, right?
You had him for the Bulls.
Yeah, I was always a fan because I love guards with size.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he really activated my inner meatball, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I am shocked.
I was
shocked to hear this.
I was trying to keep it together when he's talking. I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Honestly, you were just talking about
bro, I was charged.
Some of the younger guys, the bench unit, carving roles for themselves and how he managed to do that towards the back end of last year. We're going to talk about some of that other bench stuff in a minute, but sticking on Dalen specifically, I loved when he just told us, like, oh, yeah, I actually just called up Caruso yesterday.
Right, that flex right there.
He wanted to get Caruso's insight on, like, being that guy for a winning team. The guy who's going to set the tone defensively, be a glue guy. Like, it makes me comfortable and excited about what Dalen might still be able to be in this league. because it struck me as someone who's very self-aware.
Yes,
of
the hard
where
work.
he might find his perfect niche in this league.
And him talking, I didn't touch a
Being
basketball.
let me call up Caruso because he probably
Right.
knows a thing or two about that.
I didn't touch a basketball for 2 months. I just lifted weights. I put on 12 pounds because he's understanding. I started to eat better. Pescatarians up in here, Matt. You better know it. That's how we rolling, son. But just hearing all of
More
that,
steak
though.
for me.
But just hearing all of that stuff,
Yeah.
and knowing what he's doing, those are the things you do when you want to be great. That's not when you want to be good. You know what I mean? That's when I want to be great, or I want the best, the absolute best version of myself. He talked about his personal goals, how he said it. Like, he was like, I don't even want to say them here because you know they are lofty.
Yeah.
And that's how they should be.
Yeah.
They should be outrageous. That's what you should be going for, man. These are life lessons he was saying up here. These weren't just basketball lessons he was saying up here, man. And that's what was great to hear from a player on the team that I've always liked, and because of the energy that he provides. But watching his game catch up with that energy, Matt, like, that is the most important thing, and that will always keep him on the floor. As Coach said, that defense will keep him on the floor, and that excites me about the defense, just the second unit defense, and coming out with that kind of Doberman mentality when they're attacking, because you know they want to run.
Mm-hmm.
We know they want to get on the offense end and run, but like I said, the defense is going to have to turn that into that offense for sure. Knowing he's like that, knowing Ayo's like that, and he talked about having Isaac Okoro here now who has that kind of mentality, and knowing he's talking Alex Caruso, who you know lives and breathes that mentality right there. Just give me the goon of the night belt now. Let me throw it at the camera because I'm just excited, bro.
But as
Too
we
excited.
said, like, Caruso, obviously just like a generational defensive player for his tools, but what makes him truly special is his ability to read the game.
Yes.
And what you're talking about, the game slowing down for him, like, that's that.
Correct.
That's that.
The IQ.
And so as the game continues to slow down, as he understands what teams are trying to do, I just think he's going to get a lot better. So I don't know. We haven't really talked about his like free agency and restricted stuff, and he's going to be extension eligible here before the season. But
and that part goes.
I loved his answer to that question too.
As we talk about, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a damn. Like, they just want to see you go out there.
Are you
and
gonna
play.
hoop?
Are you going
to not?
Dude, we sat here and had these discussions.
Yeah.
And have said these things, man. So him just validating and affirming those same things, Matt, it was just, for me, and I know for you too, just hearing that, it was just like, yup, exactly. Thank you. You know what I mean? We've been saying this forever. It's beautiful, man.
It is just kind of funny when you think about it, because how much time in Giddey's expiring year season and which happened to be his first season with the Bulls, do we talk about what's going to happen with his contract? And then we spent all summer waiting out the final dregs of restricted free agency.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with Giddey's contract? Like, a player coming into a season it's a contract year. I'm expiring. Am I proving to the team I'm on now that I'm worth a pretty penny to stick around, or am I proving to the rest of the league that I'm worth a pretty penny? And I mean, we as people who talk about the league and cover the league, and people in our chat who are obsessed with this league, we think about that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Obsessed over it.
Contract year.
Yeah.
And Dalen just sat here a second ago and was like, just go hoop.
You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. Now, you want to get a check? You want a nice check? Well, I'll actually go out there and you hoop and you do your thing. But how was it hearing him say that Julian Phillips was the first person on the team? That's your sweet special boy right there.
That's my sweet special boy. Still a Julian believer. Yeah. At first I was surprised, but then thinking about it, I could totally see it. Especially the part where it's like, if it's just the team, they're all, huddled around cracking jokes or whatever. Yeah. Julian's funny. As soon as he sees a member of the media or
it's
some
literally
unrecognized face, it's just like, all right.
But like, I totally understand it. Like, that's
sure.
It's a weird dynamic, right? Like, that's their space, and we're coming in there to talk.
Right.
And like,
what is it?
Business.
Season 3 of Ted Lasso, when Trent Crimm, the Independent, is like writing that book, and so they give him extra exclusive access to the locker room.
Yes.
And Roy Kent's like, "Oi, listen, nobody say shit around this man."
Classic, dog.
And like, they just, that's kind of the nature of it, right? Like, they're careful because they don't want anything bad to happen.
How about this man being beloved?
Beloved.
Yeah, well, I think he was just talking.
The most beloved member
How many
of the
people
Bulls
are gonna
beat
say this?
by the team.
We're not shocked
and
at
its
all.
players.
We're not shocked.
We got to knock out a couple more quick ads right here because we didn't take an early one because we were talking with Dalen Terry. So hit the like button during these ads if you didn't do it yet. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Dalen and some of those other guys he's going to be fighting for minutes in Billy's bench rotation. Ads.
Chicago Sports Network is the official TV and streaming home of the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox, broadcasting over 300 live games per year. CHSN offers the All Access plan, that's $29.99 a month, that gives you access to all the games and programming on the network, and individual team plans starting at $19.99 a month that gives you access to all the games and the team that you select. You can sign up and watch CHSN at chsn.com, or you can watch via the CHN app, which can be downloaded on Apple and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Samsung TV. CHSN is also available on Xfinity, DirecTV, DirecTV Stream, and Fubo. Shout out to them. Visit chsn.com for more details.
Dave, quick question. What time is it?
Game time! Who?
That's right. Today's show brought to you by Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few easy taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price.
Yeah.
Dave, I just said football's back.
You did.
Cubs playoff baseball maybe?
On the way.
Trying to grab a ticket?
On the way.
With Game Time, the ticket prices tend to go down the closer you get to tip-off, first pitch, kickoff, pick your sport. So if you want to go see some playoff baseball this season,
I do.
Game Time is the place to go. Plus, with that lowest price guarantee, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference if you find the same ticket to the same event for a different, cheaper price on a different venue. That is the Game Time lowest price guarantee. Your purchase is covered also with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry.
Amazing.
So take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app. Use promo code CHGO to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, promo code CHGO to get $20 off because Big Dave, what time is it?
I think it's a game time. Who?
CHGO Bulls rolls along on Monday
Never a doubt.
afternoon. How we doing over there, Goat? Everything okay?
Never a doubt.
Not a thing.
This microphone doesn't like behaving.
That's it.
We're talking expectations for Dalen coming into year 4. Excited to see what he can do. But, as this team has shifted younger, as Dalen was talking about himself, and, Goat, you mentioned to him, there's a lot of mouths to feed on this young roster when it comes to who's getting minutes outside of that projected starting 5. And we still don't really have a firm answer on that starting 5. Will Isaac Okoro be in there? Will it be Kevin Huerter? Will Billy Donovan pull a Billy Donovan and send Io or Trey Jones out there in the starting 5? Yeah. You've said that that's totally feasible. But then when it comes to the bench mob whatever 0.0 that we are now on since that term came around, and the fact that we might have some actually fun, interesting pieces in this year's Bulls bench mob, Dalen being one of them, but it's about who carves a regular role. Not just, somebody's out with an ankle today or tonight, so you're going to get 15 minutes tonight that you wouldn't normally get. But outside of, we know Io's going to play.
Yeah.
I think because of what we saw, safe to say, because of some size, Zach Collins going to play.
Yeah.
We know Trey Jones going to play.
He going to play.
Re-signed him.
You better believe
as a free agent. Then it's just this pocket of players between Patrick Williams, Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, Jalen Smith. Who is going to earn that 9-10 spot in Billy's rotation?
That's exciting. Honestly, that excited me because that's competition. And you heard Dalen just talk about that, how those practices are. I get it. These are my friends, and I love that. But we're competing now. Now it's for competition because we all want to play.
Yeah.
And we all want to win. And knowing guys in their contract situations, having basically a year left on it, and we don't know what the future holds with certain situations, but all you got is right now. So that's the focus. And right now, the focus is we want to go to the playoffs because he was saying, I loved hearing him say that it ate at him so much that the Miami Heat won that game, and he thought about it for months, and it bothered and bugged him.
Literally, his whole career was
playing
the last 3 years losing to the Heat. In the playoffs.
Yes,
same result every season.
The same team.
Like, he knows it well.
That's
yes,
crazy.
you know what I mean, and that's not a great feeling. You know, we can attest to the losing part and what it feels like, but he's there playing the game. You know what I mean? So it's worse. It's a worse feeling like that because it lives with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It has to stick in his craw, as they used to say back in the day. But I think, Matt, like, it just breeds competition for me, and you're gonna get the best out of these guys because they all are long, they all are young, and they all are hungry because they want to get out there, especially Dalen. You know, he's starving. He wants to get out there and prove, you know, what he is and who he is and why he should be on the floor. And he proved it last year for sure because, again, we know he's just not going to hand you minutes. It's just not his thing. You're going to have to earn them, especially the young guys. You're going to have to earn those minutes. That's a thing. So watching Dalen earn those minutes last year like he did because of, as you mentioned, like what he did on the defensive end, but also what he did somewhat on the offensive end too, improving his three-point shot, that is a big deal. That's a big thing. We saw Julian's increase also as well. We saw Pat move to the bench because they feel he's more comfortable there. So, man, it's just going to be an exciting time for me because it's going to be a real straight-up competition because guys want to play, and not only play, but want to win. And that's what's the best thing about it.
And I also think that
They want to win.
I want to win.
I also think that, like, you know, when we talk about this idea that they're going to have to play even faster, and like even last year, Billy was playing 10 guys, right? That's not something he like felt comfortable doing in years prior. He was always playing like 9 guys at most. Maybe they just play 12. Maybe they just like get shorter stints out there, and maybe they get all these guys opportunity, and nobody plays like 36 minutes a night, but like you get a handful of guys playing, you know, 28, 30 minutes a night, and a much deeper bench and just more energy, more firepower coming in, so that you can run teams off the floor for 48 minutes. And I think that's kind of how they want to play, right? So maybe there is just going to be more of that opportunity for Dalen and Julian, because those are the guys where it's like you kind of have to figure out what you have in them long term, right? Like at a certain point, you're bringing in Kevin Huerter, and you know you had guys there the last couple of years, but like you got to get these guys some minutes at some point. They got to earn them. And I think they have played well and gotten better. Mm-hmm. But you have to see what you have there. And so that would be a way to do it, right, is playing a deeper rotation, making sure that all these guys get minutes and allowing them to just go full bore for however long they're in. Yeah. And that, you know, if you're – I'm thinking of the Lakers just because we were talking about them. But, like, if you're the Lakers and you're Luka and LeBron, you know, 41-year-old LeBron, and, you know, it's game 70 of the season, and – you guys they're fighting for a playoff spot, and these guys are playing 36, 37, 39, 40 minutes a night, try to win playoff games. And all of a sudden you're playing this Bulls team, and they've just got like fresh legs on the court at all times. Like that could be a lot to handle. And that's maybe how you overcome some of your talent deficit by beating teams with your system. I think that's kind of the idea.
Stay here for a second.
Stay with me.
Playing 12. That's interesting. How does that work? Like, how do you? Obviously, I'm not going to ask you to do all the micromanaging of it.
Yeah.
But when you say something like that, like, how does that go?
I mean, look, I'm not saying there's a reason why people don't do it. I'll start there. I'll start there.
Yes.
And part of that reason is because typically teams don't have that kind of depth. Yeah. But if you're confident in your depth, then, like I said, maybe it's just shorter stints for. I mean, you're probably still seeing, you know, a normal starter's workload for guys like Kobe and Giddey.
Okay.
And
Vooch.
Probably Vooch. But maybe you split back up 5 minutes between Collins and Jalen Smith, and you just let those guys loose for, you know, 2-3 minute stints at a time.
Okay. And
you just alternate them, get Vooch some rest, but let each of those guys just come in, set screens, roll, you know, shoot threes, whatever it is. And then, so that would be, you know, 2 of the, what would it be, 7 bench players. Mm-hmm. And then you have the 5 remaining ones. Mm-hmm. I'm just, for the sake of, you know, this exercise, let's say Kevin Huerter is the 5th starter because he was starting down the stretch.
Right.
You have Trey, Io, Dalen, Julian, Patrick, Noah. Mm-hmm. That would be, I guess, a 13-man rotation, which is pretty unlikely. But you're just sprinkling those guys in for like short spurts, letting them run up and down, giving guys breaks, and that way you can keep a bunch of different rotations on the floor. You get a bunch of different data about how these guys play together while they're on the court together. Like on-off data is super important. And you let them play like uninhibited. Like you're not going to have to worry about foul trouble if you're playing, 10 minutes a night and you just get like 2 5-minute stints where you just go all out. Like I think that there's something to be said there for giving those guys opportunity that way. And I do think that there's like a tier of talent on this team. Like I'm not saying guys don't deserve minutes or they do, but sure. If you're trying to build a developmental system where everybody's getting minutes and you know that other teams on a night-to-night basis have a good chance to be more talented than you, how else can you try to beat them? You try to beat them with shooting a lot of threes, playing with a lot of pace, and playing with a lot of depth. So I think they're going to try to incorporate some of that stuff. I'm not saying they will do that, but it's just something that they could go to.
It is a good thing to have that, especially this early in the regular season, to have that kind of depth because it allows you to play matchups much, much better.
Yeah.
You can look and see what another team is putting out there on the floor, obviously, and say, oh, no, give me this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Go out there, attack, take the ball from them and go do what you do best. So it's a great thing. So it's something to be said for that depth and the young depth because, like I said, they still have stuff to prove. So that's going to be interesting to see, man.
Before we've got a little bit of time left before we wrap up, I am truly about as curious as I've ever been about a bench rotation as I am coming into this season.
Okay.
Katie, do you have those splits on pre- and post-All-Star minutes per game for a handful of these young players, including our pal Dalen Terry, who was just here with us in studio? Mm-hmm. And so this is just, I just picked 3 names because I think these 3 names are definitely going to be in that fight for I'm going to prove to Billy Donovan that I deserve real minutes every night battle on the heels of kind of like that rotation that Go just ran through. So Dalen Terry was at 12.5 minutes per game before the All-Star break. After All-Star break, is that right? Oh, I'm sorry, 12.5 to 15.5. So Dalen Terry saw his minutes go up, as did Julian Phillips. He went from 12.8 to 17.2 minutes per game. Jalen Smith, with the arrival of Zach Collins and the Zach LaVine trade, his number dipped by just over 1 minute per appearance. The other thing to factor into this, of course, Ayo Dosunmu goes down for the season right around the same time as them coming back from All-Star break. I think he played the first game back, sat a few, played one more, and then was done for the year.
Yeah.
So that partly explains Dalen and Julian's, minutes going up. Mm-hmm. There's also Trey Jones arrives, looks really good.
Hey, Trey.
Billy plays him a lot, even starts, 9 games, then he goes down. So, there was some next man up stuff going on for the Bulls in that home stretch of regular season games, and Julian and Dalen, specifically, I think, took advantage of it. We saw Pat's minutes fade from before to after the All-Star break because he also went from being a starter to not a starter. Mm-hmm. So, Dave, when you see that trend, whose name, if there is one, are you pinpointing to be like, I want fill-in-the-blank player to win that job out of the gate?
Ooh. Oh, man, I'm a little biased. You know what I mean? Because I've been a Dalen Terry fan since he got here. So I want all the good things for Dalen Terry to win that. But he's in a position now, especially for what I saw last year, that he's earning it. So it's not just being handed to him. So he's out there earning it. Because, again, Billy is not handing young players anything.
True.
You've got to earn that stuff, man. So the most surprising one was, I shouldn't even say surprising, but, it raised my eyebrow, was Julian Phillips. Because seeing him go from those 12 minutes to 17.
Yeah.
Again,
it's a real jump.
I feel that was the biggest benefit for Ayo not being there, but also for the Bulls needing that 3-and-D guy at the same time. So that's why I think Julian was out there. And also Dalen mentioned, like he mentioned, he had some injuries as well. So that kind of played into it too. But I want to see it be Dalen Terry because that dude truly wants it, man. Like for real, he wants it that bad. You sat and you heard and you listened to him, bro. He wants it that bad. He wants to be on a different kind of level in the NBA, and he wants to go out there and prove it and earn it. So if he proves it and earns it with what I think he'll do, Bulls going to have a really solid bench led by him.
Could you see Billy just kind of tinkering around through the first 15 to 20 games of the season and giving different guys different opportunities on a nightly basis, switching things up as far as who get those minutes in 8, 9, and 10?
Yeah, what's Dave's favorite Billyism?
He is not
beholden to any lineup, right? So I think that's absolutely true. You'll see, like, a night, I'm looking at game logs here, like, Dalen played 26 minutes against the Mavericks in game 74, and Julian played 16 minutes that game. So, like, and then Julian played 5 minutes against Portland, and Dalen played, 14. So I think, like, depending on what Billy feels like the game is calling from him, do they need more shooting or athleticism and, like, offensive rebounding? Maybe you throw in Julian there. If you feel like you really need, like, elite point of attack defense and transition play, maybe you go with Dalen. And so it's just, like, different levers for Billy to pull as depending on who they're playing. But I also think that, like, with the injuries you brought up, like, Dalen was saying his knees were hurting down the stretch. Like, another reason why, like, play these guys fewer minutes, play them faster, and try to keep them healthy throughout the course of the year. But obviously, like, this isn't a, bad example, but like a Clippers situation where you can, like, rest guys all year, like, and still make the playoffs and not worry about it. Like, they got to put their foot to the floor here and, like, make the actual playoffs. So that's going to be a piece of it too. And I think you're just going to, like, one thing about Billy is that I think he's really good at, like, finding different ways to exploit advantages. Like, he's done that with different players, whether it was, like, changing the style of play, changing the amount of players that are in his rotation, shooting more threes, shooting less threes, adding more offensive rebounds. Like, he's always tinkering with, like, what is the best formula for us to try to win games. And yeah, maybe it's getting different guys opportunities. Maybe it's playing more minutes, who knows? But, from the perspective of, like, the team as a whole and the front office, like, Dalen's contract is coming up here. Like, Julian's is coming up not far behind it.
Yeah, man. It's a thing.
Noah's a rookie, but, like, these things move fast, and, like, you want to see what you have in guys so you know who to invest in. And I think this is the first season since we've covered the team where it was, like, from day one, a year where they were thinking about, like, development. It wasn't like, let's get Zach back on the floor and rehab his value so we can try to move him and then we'll figure it out. It's like, we are at square one now. And how do you build forward from there? I'm not sure exactly what the answer is, but I think they will have options.
Yes. Charged.
I love it. I love that Billy is going to have some options for the back end of his rotation.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Options
Can't wait to
are
see
good.
what happens.
Options are good, guys.
All right, that's going to do it for today. We'll pause the conversation there, pick it back up tomorrow when we'll be back live again, 4:30 Central Time. Just another quick reminder. We are pushing from our usual 4 start time throughout the offseason and shifting now as we move closer to in-season. Our daily start time on non-game days is going to be 4:30 Central. So we will see you tomorrow.
We will.
Then and there. In the meantime, follow Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. The most beloved member of the Bulls beat. You heard it from Dalen Terry. Big Dave, bow. BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to the queen of the controls, the one and only Katie Dovey. And also shout out to our guest today, Dalen Terry. Media day, a week away. We'll be here tomorrow with more Bulls talk. Have a great night. See you, be good, Bulls Nation.
Me had hours on putters, y'all. Oh, my God. Peace.
Mercy.
We all silly like the mayor.